Hi guys. Today I just wanted to share with you about knowing when you need to slow down or finding that ability to slow down. And this is just a bit reflective for me because I've just been on holiday to Kakadu and I went and stayed in Darwin with a friend, and she was saying to me when we were on our way out to Kakadu that, you know, she was getting signals from the universe that she needed to slow down, and she had a lot on her plate and things just got to breaking point. And everyone knows, when you get to that point where it just gets all too much, things just slowly bubble, and then it just gets to a point where it's like, I can't do this anymore, I can't keep this level maintained, I need to back off. And I don't know whether she actually got the message, because while we were in Kakadu, she ended up breaking her foot and got a fracture in her fourth metatarsal. And I think that was the universe telling her to slow the fuck down, and really slow down. Not just slow down. I don't know whether she actually got the message. And we were joking about it afterwards, saying, well, you're really going to have to slow down now. And so it got me thinking about when you get to a point where something happens, like something big in your life that actually forces you to slow down. For me, it's happened quite a few times, but the big thing for me was when I had my kidney out. I had lots going on, and I was forced to stop and really think about, to stop and think and heal and think about how I was living my life. And it obviously wasn't working because I'd gotten myself to a point where I had a tumour in my kidney and had to get my kidney removed. So when I reflect on that time, I had lots of signals leading up to that point, from a physical point of view and emotional point of view, that things weren't working for me, and I ignored them. And the whispers, it started off, it was whispers, and the whispers got louder, and as the whispers got louder and louder, there was a massive scream until I could ignore it no more, and I had to do something about it. And lots of people do this, and it happens, but it shouldn't be that way. And we shouldn't get to that point where we actually, ignore things, what's going on emotionally, physically, mentally, until we hit breaking point. And it's been really great. I've had 10 days off. I haven't done a whole amount. I've played tourist, but I've really had a lot of time to chill out. And slowing down and giving yourself time to breathe and think and reflect is really important, and knowing when to press the pause button, but in everyday life, finding balance. And so today I went to a yoga class. It was my last day of holidays, and I was like, right, I could do a million and one things, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to take the lesson that I got given while I was in Kakadu, that was presented to me, and I thought, I'm going to go to yoga and I'm going to go have a nice lunch and really enjoy myself on my last day of holidays. And I did that completely guilt-free. It felt awesome. And while I was in yoga, we were talking about balance and finding balance, and it's always a balancing act. It's a balancing with your in-breath and your out-breath, and, that flow of energy that comes in and out. And I think that's the same for all aspects of your life. It's like, you're never going to reach, finding that perfect balance is not something you reach, it's something you maintain. So you're finding balance with your diet, finding balance with the way that you manage stress, finding balance with your work, finding balance with your friends and your relationships and everything else. And I don't think anyone has it down pat, but being conscious of it so that you actually are, working on it, so that that you don't get to breaking point and something really big happens before you actually have the time to stop and reflect. And we've all done it, and it all happens, and people go, I've gotten the signals. But I think connecting in with yourself every day on a daily basis, and really asking your heart, how am I feeling in my body? How am I feeling in my mind? How am I feeling emotionally and physically? And finding a way to check in with yourself so that you don't get to breaking point and this shit doesn't happen. So that's my lesson for today. And for me, that is meditation and journaling. That's how I get to that point. That's how I manage it. That's how I find the balance. And when I don't do that, the shit hits the fan for me. So sitting down when you wake up in the morning and doing quiet meditation, and whether you want to do it through asking questions or talking or doing guiding meditations or just sitting and stilling, it's up to you, and it's a work in progress, and it's a very individualized, personal practice. But for me, if there's no denying it, that's the only way to manage knowing when to slow down and finding the space in everyday life so that things don't go pear-shaped. I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's a really important factor in life and in health. So there you go. I'd love to hear what your comments are with this, and have a great day.